to Cracking the Cryptic for some more fun with variant Sudoku today. And just before I do that, let me mention Sam Cappleman-Lynes' latest amazing puzzle that he's refined down to a point where it's extremely difficult. Apparently it makes some sort of point. Simon's going to have a go at it, but we are posting links to the puzzle on the links below our videos today, so it will appear in the description field below this video along with this puzzle. I should also just mention our Patreon site, where you can see our latest monthly reward puzzles at the moment. We haven't published the solution video to those yet. They're proving quite difficult. And of course the Kickstarter page, where our planned book continues to gain a lot of support. We're incredibly grateful for that. Thank you. So today's puzzle is from Ferran Rojas, a first-time compiler from Spain, and it's called The Lost Clone. So normal Sudoku rules apply. There are some killer cages, 3 of them, but you couldn't call this a killer Sudoku, I don't think, because that's not the main feature. The main feature is this grey area here, which has a clone somewhere in the grid. No rotation is allowed, so exactly this 5x5 grey area must appear, well, the digits on it must appear in exactly the same order somewhere else in the grid. And that's it. That's all you need to know to solve this. Do have a go on the first link below the video. I'm going to try now. Let's get cracking. Well, I mean, there are a couple of little things we can do first, like mark a 7 in one of those. No, that's absolute nonsense. We'll ignore what I just said there. There's not much we can do at first, except maybe mark 1, 2, 3 in the 6 cage, the 6 killer cage. Not much is going to really help us. So let's have a look at this clone. Where are we going to fit another clone? I mean, the first thing to observe is the clone of this has to overlap this one. I mean, it's a 5x5 square, so that is always going to happen in a 9x9 grid. Here it's not even in the corner, so the other clone is going to overlap it considerably. I would say by at least 6 cells. And the ones, which are the only givens in the clone, where are they going to go? Well, they're in the 3rd and 4th row of the clone, so they could appear in row 3 and 4 if the other clone starts in row 1. However, they could also appear in 7 and 8 if the clone starts in row 5. I don't think there are any other options. They can't appear in 8 and 9 because there's one row below them. So the clone either starts in row 7 or row 1. I'm just going to mark those rows effectively now. Oh, maybe the columns are even more important. So again, the ones appear in columns 3 and 4. Yeah, let's look at the back end. So the ones can't be in these 2 columns in the clone. They can't because there have to be another column of the clone beyond them. They can't overlap with these ones. Oh, yeah, no, they can't. There was just a possibility there could be another one there, and they were a really tight overlap, but that would be in the same box as that one. So they can't appear in columns 6 and 7, or 5 and 6. So these must appear in well, they could be in 4 and 5. So how about a shape like this? That would have the ones in, yeah, but one of the ones would be in the same box as this one, so that wouldn't work. Where else in 4 and 5 could they appear? Well, it would have to begin here. That doesn't work. Right. So they must appear in columns 3 and 4, and they can't start here because they'd be too low. Why did I mark this cell? I think what I meant to do was mark this cell. Sorry. So could this be the clone shape here? Well, it would work for the ones, which would be in different boxes, but one of them would go here, and the clone shape would need that to be the same as that. So if that was a 1, it can't be a 9. So forget this one as well. We've identified where the clone is. So let's mark the cells that don't overlap. Okay, so there we go. In fact, let's mark them all, and there is a bit of overlap. There we go. So we have a purple version of the clone, a grey version of the clone. This must be right, I think. So we can fill in the ones, and that all works perfectly for Sudoku. Now, that one is now, we put it in to be in the purple the same as the grey, but it's now in the top left of the grey as well, so it also goes in up there. Now this 7 and 8, we mark them in the grey clone. I think that's right. Let's not get this wrong. But this is in the overlap, so it's also in the purple and also goes in the grey here. The overlap is really powerful. Those digits have to repeat twice, once up there and once down there. So now what else can we do? 7 and 7. This can't be a 7 because of that. I'm doing a bit of regular Sudoku here. 7 there. The 13 cage now can't be 7 and 6 because of this 7. And these two 8s mean it can't be 8 and 5. So it must be a 4-9 cage. What about the 11? Can't be 8-3 or 7-4. It could be 2-9, which would put 2 there and there. That is all possible. Or 5-6. Don't see why it couldn't be any of them. So I'll mark 2, 5, 6 there. This one is then 9, 5 or 6. I think those are the possibilities. So what else can we do? Just regular Sudoku, but keep in mind the clones. So ones. Oh yeah, well the 1 in the 6 cage is sorted. 1 must be there in box 3. 1 goes in one of these two cells, and it can't be there because it would have to be there as well. So 1 there and 1 there finishes off the ones. Now 2s. Is there anything to stop 2 going in those? No, that's all right. Okay, so never mind 2s. Oh, mind you, 2 there, 2 in one of these must be a 2. That's quite interesting. Oh no, sorry. That means there's no 2 in the bottom 5 cells of the clone because there's a 2 in one of those cells. So none of those is a 2, and that's not a 2. So one of these 2 is a 2. Pencil marks could get a bit dangerous here. That means one of these 2 is a 2. If that was a 2, it would be the top left of the clone, so that would also be a 2. They would all be 2s, and that's perfectly possible. Okay, so just going to try and remember that these and these pencil marks are just for the row. Right, what do we... I mean, I'm sure there are easy steps to do here, but I'm not sure I'm going to find them quickly. 8. What about 8? Is that useful? This can't be 8 because it would be here as well. So these aren't 8. 8 is in one of those 2 cells, and therefore one of these 2, and that would be the same as that, which would be the same as that. Oh yeah, they could all be 8s. In fact, yeah, they're quite likely to be. 8 can't be there. These 2 could be 8. These 2, those 2 can't be 8 because of that 8. They're mirrored there. So in this central box, those can't be 8, those can't be 8. 8 is limited to one of these 2 cells. It's also in one of those, but that's not so helpful. But that means that in the clone, it's in one of these 2. Now this overlap means it would also be in the bottom cell. Yes, that is possible. But 8 being in one of those two takes it out of there. It's quite complicated how you have to look at this. But now we've got 4, 9, 7, 8 outside the clone. So these are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, which is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 in some order here. So that is 4 or 9. That can't be 2 anymore. Aha! So the 2 is here. And that one is mirrored here and here. That's not a 2 now. Right. So now this is not 2 and 9. This is 5 and 6. So those obviously can't be 2 anymore anyway. 5, 6. This is 4 or 9. Just by Sudoku, we've got 5, 6, 8, 2, 1, 7 in the box and a 3 there. Now that is mirrored here. So now we've got a 4, 9 pair in box 2. 7 must come here. 3, 5 and 6 to go in these cells, which are mirrored here. Yeah, that's not. These are from 8, 4 and 9. Can't see my way to fixing those. That would be 8, which would be there, which would be there. I've looked at that before. 7 in this box 8 I can see has to be here, given where we've got 7s positioned. So one of those is a 7. This is in the kind of unhelpful end of the grid. Now 2 there, 2 there. This can't be 2, so we can place 2. Yeah, I'm sorry. You will be seeing bits of regular Sudoku that I could be picking up, but really it's very hard to concentrate on everything all at once. So 3 there, that's mirrored here. That fixes the 2 and 3 down here. That 2, could it be there? It would also be here, and that's impossible. So the 2 in column 4 is there. And then we get 1 there. Oh, that is in fact a mirror. I solved it by Sudoku, but it was in fact a clone. If I missed anything on the clone, yes. No, maybe not. Not yet. Sure I will. 2, 2, that's a 2. All the 2s are done. 7s. One of these 2 is a 7. And one of those 2, that's sort of a little X-wing. One of these 3's a 5 because of that 5. But it's got to be one of those 2. So we're limited to those areas. That doesn't clear anything up completely. 8, 1, what's this? Not 8, 1, 7 or 2. You can see a 5, 6. So it's 3, 9 or 4, and it goes there and there and there, where it can't be 3 or 9. So that is a 4 in all of those positions. And that fixes the 9, 4 pairs, which were doing quite a lot of stuff. That's a 9 by the clone. This is now a 3 by Sudoku in the box. 2, 3, 4, 7. This is an 8, 9 pair, which we can resolve thanks to that 9. Well, yeah, that's fine. So 8, 9 there as well, and that 8 carries on down to here. This is a 5, 6 pair, obviously. 8 in column 6 must be here, outside the clone. One of these is a 5, and now, because of that 4, one of them's a 4. So that's a 5, 4 pair going in here as well. Gives us a 6 in the bottom left corner. That fixes 5, 6 in the top right. That fixes 5, 6 in the cage, and that makes that 5, 6 and this 5, 6. Very helpful clone once you get a handle on it. 3 there, 3 there, 4, 5 there, and we've finished the clone, and the rest is just a little bit of simple classic Sudoku. Very nice puzzle. I mean, not tricky, but it comes together really neatly. So excellent. I did enjoy that. Thank you to Ferran for this. And I hope you had a go at that one, because that was well worth trying. Little bit, oops, that's not a 9, that's a 7. Little bit complicated in some ways to get started the way it comes together, but it works very nicely. Let's just check this code. 1 2 3 5 6 4 5 6 8 9 7 8 9 1 2 2 3 1 4 5 6 4 5 7 8. Excellent. Thank you very much for sticking with us. Good luck during your country's current pandemic status, whatever that is, and we'll hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.